Is Thousand Trails really worth it? I took a deep dive plus our own personal experience, and I'm gonna let you know. Stay tuned. The closest campground to the job that we're working happens to be 1,000 Trails, and I thought, oh, sweet. I know that they have memberships, and you hear it all the time from like the full-time RV lifestyle people that 1,000 Trails are like one of the memberships. I've heard good and I've heard bad about 1,000 Trails, so I thought I would check it out myself. So let's just start with my experience first, and then we'll dive into the research that I've done about the membership. So first thing I did was go on to the 1,000 Trails website, and I checked to make sure that the time that we were going to be on the project was available, like you would any other campground or RV park. And I did it for a week. So I did like Monday to Monday, I believe it was. And they had plenty of availability. And I thought, okay, well, since they have all of the availability, let me get the membership, because the membership is $580 for the year. You can do like, just make the one-time payment, or you can make payments. And then you can add other regions for $110. So I did the Southern California, plus I paid the extra. It came out to be like $940, because then there were like quite a few other parks in California, Arizona, and Nevada that we could stay in. So I figured to cover all of my bases, I get all of California, Arizona, Nevada, we're good in this region. So I went ahead and I just paid for it. And then I go back on to the 1,000 Trails website, and I put in the date, and it asked me for my member number. And now that I have one, I put it in, and it says, nope, no spaces are available. Excuse me. So in the, less than 10 minutes that it took me to get the membership, they sold out of spaces. I find that hard to believe. I think there's 490 spaces in this RV park. I'm like, dang, for real. So I call the reservation number and I tell them, look, here's what I'm doing. Here's what happened. And they said, oh, they only have so many spaces for members. So you have to book like, you know, like well ahead of time to get it. So they had some in like a week and a half. And I'm like, well, that's not going to help me right now. I'm like, well, what if I even like pay for the week and then I book the week? Well, if you're a member, you can't pay retail to stay somewhere. So if they don't have a member site, you are SOL. So I called the member services and I canceled the membership immediately. I'm like, cancel the membership, refund my money, because it's not going to do me any good. I can't plan that far ahead of time. You know, we travel for work, and I mean, we're going to stay on this project. Okay, wait, let me rephrase that. This project is going to be going for a year and a half, but we have 5 other projects around California that Dale's going to have to go to, and we don't know exactly when. You know what I mean? He's got to be there for the startup. He's got to be there if something happens. You know, he's the only superintendent for the entire company, and he's got to travel. So we need to be able to be like, okay, we need to be somewhere tomorrow, or we need to be somewhere next week. So that wasn't going to work for us. So I canceled the membership, they refunded the money, and then I booked a retail site. And so a week here is $490, where if you paid the $900, you were good for the whole year. So I also tried to call the park, because that was their suggestion, was to call this is Wilderness Lakes in Menifee, California. I tried to call the park, and I've left messages for the manager, the assistant manager. I didn't have like the membership people's numbers. I have them now. And after speaking with them, I mean, it's not gonna work. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna be able to get the membership and stay here. Let me explain like the memberships and how they work a little bit to you. I'm not an expert, like I don't work for 1,000 Trails, but I want to let you know in case you're interested. Okay, so like I said, they have like the standard membership. It is $580. It's on sale. I think it's like half price right now. Then you can add other regions for additional amounts. It starts, I have my notes, it's $580 for the regular membership, and then you can add additional regions for $110. So if you have California and you want to add, I think they have like a central region, they have a northeast region, they have the, you know, the southeastern region. You can add all of those for $110 each. for the year. And then they have the Explore More, which is what we did, which was $425. And that gives you access to other parks that are not like, they're in the Thousand Trails system, but they're not like a Thousand Trails park. Like there's the Oceanside RV Resort in Oceanside. It doesn't say Thousand Trails Oceanside RV Resort, but they're part of the system. If you do the Explore More package for that additional $425, you can stay there. There's also the elite membership or the big membership, and this sucker is $10,000. So what was explained to me by the membership lady was, you pay the $10,000, you can make payments. They start at $200 a month. So they set up payment plans, right? So for $200 a month, you have this $10,000 membership. I mean, eventually you will pay off, but you can stay for 3 weeks at the park, and then you have to move to another park or vacate and then come back. Typically with the regular memberships, you stay for 14 days and you have to leave for 7, and then you can come back for 14. So in a month period, you can stay 3 weeks for free, and then for 7 days, you have to find another place to stay. Which, I mean, seems like a decent deal, but moving is a pain in the butt. However, if you're just a retail site person like we are, we pay the full price. We can stay for 3 weeks, paying the $500 a week, and then we have to leave for a week and then come back. Now, we just went to Arizona for work, and we put the RV in storage because we were at that was like going to be our 3 weeks. So we put the RV in storage. We could have taken it. And then when we came back, we got to start over with our 3 weeks. We're looking for something, you know, a little different. We're not going to continue to stay here because honestly, for the price, it's not that great. I will insert some clips at the end and some photos and videos of the park so you kind of get, you know, the gist of it. But there are a lot of people who do kind of live full-time here. I think maybe they have that elite membership. Because you can stay 3 weeks at each park. So you can stay 3 weeks here, and then you can spend 3 weeks in like Idlewild or in Palm Springs. You can just kind of keep going to a different park every 3 weeks and not have to pay or leave the Thousand Trail system. So really for $200 a month, if you are retired or you just really like to travel, then that's perfect because you can stay 3 weeks somewhere and then move on, stay 3 weeks somewhere else, move on, stay 3 weeks somewhere else, and you're only paying the $200 per month for the membership, you know, plus your gas or whatever to get there. But seriously, I mean, it's a pretty decent deal. Now, the reputation, like I was just alluding to a minute ago, of Thousand Trails parks is kind of yeah. So obviously the Oceanside RV Resort that I mentioned, that is like the closest. There aren't a lot of them in Southern California really, of the Thousand Trails parks, but I have checked that one out in Oceanside, and it's very nice because it's not technically Thousand Trails, right? So it's, you know, well manicured or whatever. Now the one that we're at, I mean, it's dirt. There's a lot of trees. I don't know if you can see behind me, but like I said, I'll make sure we have some pictures going so you can see what goes on. I mean, they do trim them, but like the people next to me, they pulled in yesterday. They have everything they own just scattered. Like, I don't think that there's rules. You know what I mean? Like, we have our awning out, a rug, and we don't have a chair out. So we're just kind of, you know, we're a little tidier. The park's not that great. Like, I don't know. I mean, there's lots of amenities, I guess. There's a couple of pools. There's laundry, but there's like 4 washers and 4 dryers for 400 spaces. Like, you know. But anyway, it's a good option for us right now because it's the closest. Like, it is 3 miles from the job site. So it does work out because I am working sometimes in the office trailer. So I can just run over there and work for a couple hours. I can come back and forth. The dogs are close. They stay here. It's working out for us. So the convenience is nice. So it's worth it to us to pay the retail to be able to stay here where it's close until we can find a more permanent situation. They do really try, they meaning Thousand Trails, do really try to sell you on their memberships. Like every time you come in as like a new reservation or you renew your reservation, oh, we saw you paid so much. I'm like, yeah, I paid that like 6 times already. Like, yes, I know I could get a membership, but then I cannot get a space too. So I mean, you know, that trades off. So you want my $580 and I can't stay here? I mean, seriously. Yeah, if you can plan ahead of time, I would recommend it. You can save yourself quite a bit of money. The weekly price is $63.71 per night if you book for a whole week. Otherwise, it's $71 a night to stay here. Do I feel it's worth the $71 a night? Absolutely not. There are much nicer RV parks, not too terribly far from here, that would be worth it. We stayed in one in Escondido for a week when we were working in Fallbrook, and it was $400 for the week, and it was much nicer than this. So, you know, it just depends on your situation. Like I said, if we didn't want to be so close to work, we would definitely look for something else. The next town over is kind of a retirement type town. It's Hemet, if you're familiar with that. It's also not the greatest area, and it's rather hot. So, you know, we chose to stay here. So I just wanted to fill you in on our experience. So if you were really interested in the Thousand Trails, or you were kind of like on the fence about doing it, I wanted to give you like our real life experience. Because I mean, I don't know if I did it the way that I feel like other people would do it, but you know, going online to see if they had spaces and then purchasing the membership made sense to me. Hopefully you found this video helpful. I know that when I was looking, I was trying to find somebody who was giving me like an honest opinion of the Thousand Trails. If you did find it helpful, please give the video a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. We have lots of great RV content videos, so go check out some of the other videos. I will link some of my faves down below. We have a Starlink review too, so if you're into reviews, or maybe you're new to the RV, or you're just kind of, you know, trying to maximize your RV experience with a campground membership and some on-the-go internet, check out those videos. And yeah, hit the subscribe button if you're new around here. I try to post a video every Wednesday if life doesn't get in the way. And yeah, I'll see you on the next one.